Okay, for this demo, we are going to be talking about how to use a clipping mask, as well as a couple other little features here to work on logos and monograms. So the first thing we're going to do here is I have these already set up so we can just kind of make these easily. But what I'm going to do is just make a simple shape. I'm actually going to try to reproduce this and just a little trickery. So we're going to go over here, get our rectangle tool, and I'm just gonna make a thin black line. And now for this one, this one obviously I have sideways, but I'm gonna go straight down. And you can do this either way. What I'm gonna do is once I have it set, I kind of thinking about how I could maybe fill a letter with a pattern. So you can see I have this line pattern, I have this dot pattern. It could be really anything. And what I'm gonna do here is I'm actually holding out Alt Option while I have my black direct selection arrow. I'm sorry, my black selection arrow. That I'm using, and I'm going to hold an Alt Option just to duplicate this path and just drop it, okay? And what I'm going to do there is I'm just going to stop, and I'm just kind of thinking, how far do I want this? Now, I could do this in like a lot of different ways. I could actually do this manually, just keep Alt Option clicking, and maybe even, making it a little bit thicker each time too. Like that might look kind of cool. So Alt Option click, and I stretch this out. Alt Option click that one, and again, this is just copying it, and then I'm just making this, slightly different kind of look to it. So I'm gonna switch this out, switch that guy out. All right, so there's kind of what I'm working with. Now, the thing I really wanted to show you, and I'll show you in another way as well, is I could do this with multiple lines. So I'm gonna go these thin ones. I'm gonna Alt Option click and copy upward here, and then what I'm going to do is Command D. And what that's doing is just duplicating the last move that I made. So a nice little trick that you can use there. And then I'm also going to do that on these two. Alt Option click, duplicate, and then Command D, Command D, Command D, Command D. Okay, now what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take my my type tool and I'm going to type just the letter J, and I'm going to pop this thing up. Now it doesn't actually matter if this is black or white, so I'm going to keep it just black for this demo, but you could always change this. And what I'm going to do here is I want to fill this pattern inside the J. So what I'm going to do is drag over the J and everything. The J needs to be on top, otherwise this is not going to work. So that I do want to make sure that I have going on, and I do. So I'm going to drag select over this whole thing. I'm going to go to Object, Clipping Mask, and say Make. And what you'll see happen is it's going to apply that pattern that you made to your shape. So just another way, and then from here, this thing is then movable as its own object. Or I could release the clipping mask by right-clicking. So I'm just going to keep it as that. Same kind of idea here. For this one, if I wanted to duplicate this line, I would just Alt Option click upward, and then Command D. Now I don't need any more there. But then same basic concept. I drag select Object, Clipping Mask, and Make. Okay. And that one, there was an issue. So make sure this is at the front. Oh, I have some of these other ones up top selected. That's what's going on here. Object, Clipping Mask, Make, and it fills it. Okay, same thing. Here's my letter B. So I'm going to select a small portion there. Object, Clipping Mask, Make. All right, so just another little way that you can go in and play around with your monograms. Just something else you can add in there and have it be a little bit more designed, a little bit more unique.